So I got something new. I got a pocket knife. Yeah, it's from Kaiser. I don't know if you can read that in there. And then on this side, I tried to sand off the logo a little bit. And I'll talk about why I had to do that in a little bit. But yeah, I've never had a real pocket knife. I figure, you know, I'm over 50 years old, so it's time for me to have I should have a real pocket knife, and now I'm a big boy. I had to get it because I got caught up. I was basically brain hijacked by shopping for other things for this new project, and I was looking at so many of these knives because I need a pocket knife for this new project, a folding knife, and so I succumbed to the shopping thing. They were looking so cool. I was like, I should have a knife. I'm old enough to have one now. So I bought one. Greetings, good humans, and welcome to Tabletop Alchemy, where sometimes we tease a little bit about a new project. Just to give you a little, just to do a little teasing or something. Today is another awkward video where it's just awkward. Let's start with the first awkward thing. First awkward thing is I'm sitting here trying not to move. It's cold in here a little bit, and so I put this jacket on. But I'm trying to test out this lav mic. I got last week I mentioned I got new lav mics, and I tested this one out that I have on me right now. I had it taped on to be adjacent to one of my old lav mics, and I couldn't use any of the audio from it because it picked up every single tick of clothing movement. And now you can, as I mentioned, you can, if I do this, you can hear it. I'm sure you can hear the jacket moving right now. So if I were to take the jacket off, if I do this weirdness, if I sit like this, I bet it sounds much better because it was doing pretty good. I had to do this whole rigmarole under this t-shirt to make this. Now if I move the littlest bit, you're just going to hear it, and the mic is right there. This is why you got to do tests. You have to test equipment. You got to test ideas. You got to test things for projects so that when you get into actually doing the project, you're not stuck doing the tests when you're supposed to be doing the project. You got to know what you're getting into, right? And that's kind of for anything. You know, you want to test out painting a miniature a certain way. You might want to do some tests to figure out the color scheme that you want. You don't want to maybe figure out the color scheme like I do on your actual miniature. That's probably not optimal, as they say. I can't really sit like this all the whole video, right? Because I look kind of stupid. Okay, I do have the other mic going, so I'm going to have to probably cut to that mic once in a while just to see this all sounds. Yeah, this mic is like super sensitive. Yeah, it's a great mic, but it's kind of ridiculous how sensitive it is. It's supposed to be good for hiding under clothing, and I don't understand how anyone hides it under clothing because the stupid mic picks up every single movement, whether it's on the front of the mic or the back of the mic. And yeah, this is a tabletop hobby channel where we talk about lav mics and film stuff sometimes. And we also thank our patrons. We thank the patrons that are out there who signed up for Patreon because this was a hobby channel. And now it's morphed into something that's just full of nonsense. And I don't really know what to say to that other than thank you very much if you're sticking around. If you're not sticking around, I totally understand that. Anyway, this is all just another test, which I have some cue cards here because I don't have a script today. Could you tell? Of course, I need glasses to read. I didn't even think about that. They're right here. There we go. Now, I can't see you, but you can certainly see me and laugh. So I have a few things I was going to sort of, just sort of put out some teasers about this project I'm working on. The one that I said was a side project, which was a side project, but now it's graduated. It's moved on the stove. You know, if you have your stove and you have a pot that's boiling in the back and then you move it to the front, now that's the one you're cooking with, right? That's this project. I'm now moving this to the front, and I'm rolling forward with it as much as I can, which is, again, another reason why I'm not doing a lot of hobby stuff, because I've only got so much, there's only so many minutes in the day, and I really got to get this thing going. So is this new project tabletop game related? No. And slightly yes. There's a tangential relationship between this new project and tabletop hobby. If we look at tabletop hobby is our main thing, or used to be our main thing on this channel. And inside of that tabletop hobby, we have the Rangers of Shadowdeep game, which we like to play and paint miniatures for and all that stuff, right? And then from there, we tangented out to the Rangers of Shadowdeep movie that we're trying to make, right? Okay, and now this project, this new side project, I gotta come up with a name. So Project X is related to the Rangers of Shadowdeep movie, not directly or in ways you might initially think, but it is related. And I do have those things to discuss about Project X later when we get to where I can actually let some of the energy out. But right now I'm keeping that energy in, right? We all know about that. We talked about that last week. I wanted to be up front. That's one thing I want to try to always do and try to always be on this channel and just be myself. I want to try to be honest. And, this is just my whole squirrely, rabbity of like focusing on different things all the time. And sometimes projects come up that aren't related, I guess, to the things I was doing a couple months ago, but I got to see them through. I got to do it. Doesn't mean tabletop hobby stuff's going away. Not at all. It just means it might be postponed for a bit. And if you find any of this stuff interesting, we'll see how it all ties into, what I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to be upfront and just let you know that I know that this is not what you signed up for, which is totally fine, and I understand. I apologize, but I also have to do what I got to do. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be you, man. You got to do your thing. Do your thing. If you're not doing your thing, you're doing someone else's thing. There's nothing I can really do about it. I got to keep moving forward. I really don't know what to expect. I don't know what to tell you guys to expect from me or from the channel over the next couple months. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get some painting in, some miniature painting. I probably will, because work is starting to slow down a little bit. So that said, what are some teaser things I can show you about Project X? There's not much, but I thought I would show you some of the items that I've been collecting for Project X that I need. And one of them is very hobby related, not tabletop hobby related necessarily, but it's definitely like cosplay related. Basically what it is I need to make a prop. I need to make a prop gun. I was kind of bouncing an idea off Hoffman about how I could start with this thing, and he was like, "Oh, you should try Nerf guns." And I was like, "Oh, Nerf guns, that's perfect." So I've been going on eBay and looking for used Nerf guns. I just need one particular Nerf gun to build on. We're not going to use it, as a Nerf gun, but I'm going to use it to kind of do some kit bashing, so to speak. I'm going to kit bash a prop out of a Nerf gun, which a lot of people have done. So yeah, it's like, I don't know why I didn't think about that myself, but that's why I have, you guys and other people out there to set me straight, give me good ideas so I can keep going with things I want to do. So I'm looking at this Nerf gun here, currently on eBay. This seems like I can make something cool out of it. And so this will definitely be a project I'll do on the channel. We'll fabricate it, and to be able to kit bash one of these things, no big deal. They're just made out of plastic. We can add things we can screw things to them, or tape things to them, or glue things to them, or whatever. And I can paint it all black and give it a little highlights and whatever. So we'll do that. We're going to build ourselves a prop gun for Project X. What's another thing? Oh, I also needed to pick up one of these. Or I actually did. I ordered this on eBay, this tent. I absolutely specifically wanted an orange tent. I also picked up a hiking backpack. Can't tell. You can't tell what Project X is going to be about. You have no idea. Don't even. All your guesses are wrong. You have no idea. I'm telling you right now. I also got to order one of these. A sleeping bag. Yeah, it's going to go with the hiking backpack. You're right. That's right. That's where it's going to go. I had to order these. A pair of hiking boots. And my brother will get a kick out of this if he watches this video, because he's been trying for 2 years to help me find a pair of shoes that I can wear to work and that don't hurt my back and everything. And he gave me the last pair that I had that were just freaking awesome. But the manufacturer stopped making that model, so I could never find a pair that were as good as those. But they were torn up, and anyway. He ended up getting me a pair of steel-toed boots made by the German sandal company Birkenstocks, and they're a model you can only get in Europe. Yeah, they're awesome. I'm not a big fan of steel toe, but these things actually don't hurt my back. I ripped out the internal, sculpted internal foot pad thing, whatever, ripped that out of there, and now my feet have plenty of room to be in there and be almost like a barefoot shoe, but they got steel toes, and they're Birkenstocks, and they're breaking in, and anyway, they're great. But he sent me he sent me a gift certificate for Zero shoes and told me about Lem shoes, and I ordered from Lem shoes and sent them back, and Zero shoes, the same thing. I ordered some Zero shoes, they got ripped off. I don't know, it just was all whatever, but he'll be amused to know that I ordered this pair of Lem's hiking boots for Project X. It's just a joke between me and him. It's not funny for you guys. Stop laughing. It has nothing to do with you. I'm kidding. I invited you. Laugh all you want. Or just, put the thumbs down on the video. I deserve it. I do. I deserve it. Okay. Here's the pocket knife or the folding knife that I ordered also for Project X. Like I was saying, I was shopping for one that had a cool looking blade and that didn't have a logo on the blade. Now, this one I ordered, I believe, only has the logo on the handle, which I can easily remove, and that's wonderful. Logos. Yes. Well, logos and copyright stuff, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for Project X. And I've run into some issues, like very interesting things, like the Bible. Now, obviously, there are new translations of the Bible and there are old translations, right? So obviously, any translation or any publication of the Bible from before, 1900 is obviously in the public domain. So I went looking for a King James version of the Bible because I'm like, that was published in like 1600 something, right? It's got to be public domain, which it is, except in England. In England, Oxford Publishing, they still hold the copyright because they still publish it. So in England, you have to get permission to, I don't know if you have to get permission to quote from it or anyway, I'm not in England, so it doesn't matter. So here, anywhere else in the world, I can quote or show the King James Bible, except every printing of the King James Version is copyrighted as far as that printing goes. So it's a whole weird thing. Like I can quote from the King James translation, but I can't show an image of the Bible unless I get permission from the company that printed that particular version, if it was printed after 1920 or whatever, right? Wherever the copyright laws are that started here in the States. So that was a whole weird thing, and it opens up a whole other thing, because I was like, well, what about like, if I want to show a different book that's published, and I don't want to like make it like part of the main Project X, I just kind of wanted to have it in the background or something, or reference it or whatever, but apparently I have to get permission for that too, and it's a big problem. So logos and copyright are a pretty big issue for Project X. Anyway, so there's some teasers for Project X, and Project X is, again, I don't want to talk too much about it. Every time I talk about it, it just feels like I'm bleeding the energy out. I should just shut up now. But I had to have video for you guys. I don't want to leave you guys hanging, right? That's one thing I don't want to do. I want to try to keep putting videos out every week. Even if I just start removing all of the hashtags, there's no more tabletop hobby hashtags in these current videos because we're not talking about that stuff. And I know that's a bummer for a lot of people. And of course, this could also be called... could be titled How to Kill Your YouTube Channel in 2 weeks or less. Just change your entire genre of what you're doing. Talk about nonsense. I don't know. I'm just out here trying to do my thing. I'm trying to follow my heart, so to speak. I'm trying to just do something. That's the bottom line. I'm trying to do something. And I will admit that making the weekly YouTube videos it's a little bit extra. It's a little bit much for me right now, but I'm trying to stick with it. I know that some of you out there actually enjoy just having something to listen to and listen to me jabber about stuff. It's just another 10 or 20 minutes worth of distraction or something you can put on in the background. So I appreciate that. And so I'm going to still continue to try to do that. I also understand at the same time, like I said before, not doing tabletop hobby stuff in a tabletop hobby channel or a channel that's advertised as a tabletop hobby channel is a big bummer. And I realize that. And I suck. I admit it. I take full responsibility for being a terrible person, or a terrible YouTuber anyway. But I can't fold, man. I can't fold. I gotta do this thing. I just gotta do it. I gotta do it. I don't know why. Part of it is just testing myself, or just being like, hey man, here, you came up with this project. Now see it all the way through. Can you do that? Do you have the strength? Do you have the chutzpah to do this one thing, or are you just going to wimp out like you always do? That's basically what my thought process is right now. I hope you are not compromising on your projects. I hope you're grabbing a project by the lapels and you're shaking it and you're getting kind of all kinds of audio lab Mike Russell while you're doing it, and you don't care. And you're just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to conquer Project X. So get your Project X on. Let's go. And here's one other thing that I need to get. I need to get an axe. Well, technically it's a hatchet. I need to get a small hatchet. I picked this one out because I like the shape of it. Everyone should have a hatchet somewhere close by, right?